Howdy folks, I thought we would just carry straight on with another video, as I was already started talking to you about this guy, and I had a couple of handles that were left over from pulling a couple of tankards. So I thought, oh, I know, I'll use those handles. I'll turn them into lugs. See if we can get them on the side of this fermentation jar here. So yeah, so what you want to do is decide upon your where you want to put these. I'm just wondering if these are going to be a little bit too wide actually, in which case actually what I should do is get the banding wheel. Where did I put it? Where did it? Oh, here it is. It's good to do this kind of work off of a banding wheel. So yeah, so I'm thinking that these lugs, by the time I've attached them, they're going to be sticking out rather a long way. So I'm going to make a little adjustment to them over here, because I don't want them. What I'll do is I'll just actually yes. Okay, I just cut those there in front of you just so you can see. Put that back on there. Actually, what I was thinking of doing, which I haven't done, and that was, see that piece of clay? Alright, that's because I put it down somewhere on something that wasn't clean, you see, and it's stuck to the bottom. Just take care with the bottoms of your work that you don't mess it up, you know, make it look all scratchy because you put it down on a... Always try and work off clean work surfaces. So I'm just going to tap center that. What I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to the bevel that I did put there in the, when I threw it, I'm going to amplify it a little bit, make it a little bigger. Amplify here. At the same time I'm casting my eye down the side here just to make sure that it's straight, you know. There are not sort of, it was slightly wider just at that point, and that's why I removed a little bit of clay there just to, okay, and again that bevel there, and then you can just dip your finger and then just run your finger over it like that. Alright, that's better. This is a sort of utilitarian item, you see. It might be used in a kitchen or a basement or something like that, and it's the sort of thing that's picked up and put down. You really want to make sure you've got a good bevel on the bottom there, because this is a sort of thing that could, being a little bit heavier, it could end up, you know, getting a chip in it, or it could leave a mighty dent in a table or something. Alright, so there it is. Okay, so now I've got these little guys here, which I think that's better. I think that looks a little bit more balanced, doesn't it? Those other ones were sticking out too far. So basically what you can do, sort of when you're applying lugs, just sort of get them a little bit that kind of shape, alright? And then just take a little bit of water, put a little bit of water on it, like that. And then hold the lug. Now you don't want to put the lug down here, do you? You want to put it sort of like, I would say, fairly close to the top. Something like, let's say, about like there. Okay. Now, after you've wet it, just press it to the body of whatever pot it is. You know, usually a lug like this goes onto a casserole, doesn't it? Something like that, and then pull it off. Okay. So that now you see has left a mark, hasn't it? So then go over that mark that was left with a scratch tool. Now this is a case where I do actually scratch. I don't tend to do these with my fingernails, or you could do so, but I don't. You know. And then take some water there, and just okay, just go over that after scratching it. Right, and then take the lug. Again, you can add a little bit more water to it, and then offer it up to the fermentation jar, and then just apply some gentle but firm pressure. Not so much pressure that you deform the lug itself. Okay, and once you've applied some pressure like that, what you want to do is get some water onto it, top and bottom, like that. Okay, and then wet your fingers, and now run your between your thumb and your first finger. You want to do this, you see. Now that does the equivalent of what we do when we re-pull a handle off of the side of a mug, you see. It freshens it up, makes it look nice. Okay, are we in the picture? Oh, are we in the picture? Yep, I think so. Right, so now at this stage it's looking something like that, you see. But it's got to be finished off on each end. So in order to do that, so what I do here is I kind of just blunten that a little bit, and like that, like that. I've got some music playing in the background here, but I shouldn't have, should I? Otherwise I get rude letters if it's audible. Alright, so now having done that, I'm going to take a dry finger, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to, again, a couple of fingers on the other side, on the inside of the pot, okay? I'm going to take this, I'm going to push into the pot, and as I do so, I'm going to push in, and then I'm going to push down and smear away. Let's do it. There it is. Push in and down and smear away. Once, like that. And now I've got to do this side. So to do that, I usually find it's easier to pick it up and change position of it like this. And I'm going to actually use my thumb in this case. Okay. So that then will look something like that. Okay, I think you'll agree that looks okay, doesn't it? So the thing to bear in mind with lugs and things is that they're functional. All right. Okay, so having done one like that, I'm now going to make a very small mark on the other side here, and I'm going to take that other one, which is this one, I think. Again, so we're just going to bend this like this a little bit, take a bit of water, put it on it like that. We put the water there, you see, because then it leaves a mark. That's the mark I made there. When I say we leave a mark, it leaves, when we push it onto the pot, it leaves a mark on the pot, you see, which we then can so I'm doing that now. Also, you want to get the height right on each side. Okay, so just, I think that's about right, like that. Just push this into the body of the pot. Don't push too enthusiastically, otherwise it might stick more than you think. Okay, and now we're going to, gosh, it does, you see it sticks quite eagerly. Look, you see it's already, alright, so now just scratch that over the mark that it left, like that. Okay, take a little water, put it over that. Over the grooves that you've cut. Just wet them like that, you see. Right, and then grab that lug again. There's the little mark on the top. You won't be able to see it, but I can. Okay, so you want to centralize this lug in relation to that mark. Okay, and just hold it up so you can see it in relation to the other one. It's okay, and now apply some pressure and push the lug into the body. Okay, right, next we want to take that water. Okay, put a bit of water on it, because we've got to get it into shape now. Okay, it's looking about right so far. Right, get rid of that little mark. Now these little ears on the end here, I could just tuck them in a bit, you see. This sort of corner bit here, I like to just round that off a touch before I do the smearing. Okay. Right, once I've done that, you want to make sure you have a dry finger to do this, otherwise you won't be able to smear it. Okay, so you're going to push in and push down. Okay, pushing and smearing down like that. Now then, on the other side here, I'm going to use my thumb. It usually does it. I'm usually more happy on using my finger on one side than I am using my thumb on the other, but it's okay. It all comes out. It all comes okay in the end, you know. Alright, there it is. Okay, and there it is. So, yeah, I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, I'm thinking this one is a very smidgen higher than that one, but it's okay. It's not really a big deal, it's not really noticeable. And it won't make a blind bit of difference in the long run. Now then, if you've got one that is, which is the one that is lower? What's it? Yeah, it's this one. This one here is a smidgen lower. Put your finger underneath it and push up like that, you see. Whereby, by doing that, and then what you can do is with this one, just push it down a little tiny bit. And that should even it out. Okay, let's bring the camera down for a bit of detail so you can see all my mistakes. Yeah, this one I think is very slightly lower. But yeah, it's in the nature of a handmade pot that, you know, these things are like that a little bit. But we don't worry about that too much. Okay folks, there it is. So that's the finishing off of that fermentation jar. You saw in the previous video I put the hole in the lid there for the knob so it doesn't blow off, and I just lightly skimmed the sides, put a bevel on the bottom there to protect the furniture, etc., and also stop the pot from chipping. And there it is, a little fermentation jar. Why don't you have a go at doing one of those? You'll need to, what I did with at the top here, I threw the clay up and then I rolled the rim. Well, after I rolled the rim, I pushed the rim inwards, you see. And once I'd got it inwards, I then shaped it so that I got this trough here, you see, to put the water. Alright, okay folks, there it is. Yeah, join us for a workshop if you fancy. A few dates there. Maybe you're part of a group and you sort of think, oh, we wanted to come on a workshop but there were no dates, they're all booked up now. That's okay, contact me. If you're a group of people, 4 or 5 or 6, and you wanted to come on a workshop and you think the opportunity is gone, well, it hasn't, just contact me because we can add another date and do a special for you, you see, if that grabs you. Again, as I said, I am taking orders on these Leach treadle wheels. The best wheel out there that money can buy, I reckon. Of course I'm biased, but I'm also telling you the truth, believe it or not. Okay folks, thanks a lot for joining me. As always, keep practicing. We'll see you around town.